Ringing up Jonathan Smith. Hello?
Hello, you've reached the voicemail of Jonathan Smith at DWF Law. I'm sorry I'm unable to take your call at the moment. If you'd like to leave your name and number, I will of course get back in touch with you as soon as I am able. Thank you.
Please leave your message after the tone. To re-record your message, key hash at any time.
Oh, yes, hello, Mr. Smith. It's Mr. Hussain. Good morning. It's Mr. Smith. Sorry, it's good morning, Mr. Smith. It's Mr. Hussain here, once again leaving yourself another daily message like a broken record. Today is message number 137. I've left you 136 previous messages. Obviously, you're refusing to engage with me. Today is 108 days that my brother's been kidnapped from my care. Today's date is Sunday, the 3rd of March 2024. And I've been leaving a daily messages from the 18th of October 2023, and it's now been 108 days that my brother's been unlawfully kidnapped from my care and custody by the local authority. Where the local authority have looked to front your client, namely Banningham Housing Association, to come and pursue litigation action against me, and which you've now achieved. You've managed to achieve the impossible by refusing to engage with me and making this just like a paper exercise. After having kidnapped my brother, you've taken over a year to get a capacity assessment put in place that I have not been privy to, that the local authority have told you that no, this is due to safeguarding not to give me it. That's just completely ridiculous. You, the housing association, cannot do a capacity assessment and refuse to let me know who carried it out and when it was carried out and the details of it, and say hide it under the Data Protection Act. This is completely ridiculous, and as you know, this is clearly fraudulent. This is one of the reasons that you're refusing to speak to me and provide me with the clarity of understanding that I require as a litigant in person. This is why you're so scared to engage with me, isn't it? Because you know I'm going to put you on the spot and I'm going to ask you questions that you cannot answer, that further incriminate both yourself, your client, and or most likely the courts and tribunal services and the judges and the local, no doubt expose the local authority for what it's been doing to us. I mean, as you can see, the evidence is quite clearly there. My brother's been abducted from my care. I've recently submitted an appeal application. I mean, why should I have to pay as somebody who's on benefits over £275 just for the right permission to appeal? Never mind putting an appeal in. I have to. An appeal costs £151, which is extortionate. For what? For putting an appeal in, and then now you're charging I've been charged £275 simply to put a permission to appeal, where the judge can simply say no, you can't appeal, which is inevitably what's going to happen, and you want to charge me for the privilege of saying no under this false enterprise. This is completely ridiculous, Mr. Smith, and yet at the same time you have managed to secure a cost order of over £25,000 for what? Why did you get a gas safety inspection if you knew that you were going to take over the property? I mean, this is the reality of it. You didn't need to do this. There was no. The reality is that the gas safety inspection was not even required because ideally this case, what you achieved, which was a predetermined outcome on the 7th of February 2024, which was a pre-commissioned outcome, because obviously the judge was refusing to adjourn it because all the pieces were in place. That was what you were expected to achieve on the 17th of October. You had put in an application on the 29th of September 2023, and by the 17th of October, your argument of there is no defense was the same one. I have not developed that argument from 17th of October 2023 to 7th of February 2024. That's exactly the argument that you would have made. The argument would have been passed through, and you didn't need to do a gas safety inspection then. It's only the only reason that fell apart is because I had put in an application looking to record the hearing, and the judge did not know how to deal with it and abandoned it half an hour after receiving my application. So quite clearly and evidently there was fraud taking place, and that is clear circumstantial evidence that
Time up in 10 seconds.
That was clear circumstantial evidence that the fraud was taking place. You're fully aware this is a fraudulent enterprise that is endangering my brother's life, and you're not going to get away with it. I urge you to speak to me before my brother ends up dying.
Message has reached maximum length. Message deposited. Thank you for calling. Goodbye.
Before my brother ends up dying, and his blood is on everybody's hands, just like brother Nazim's blood is now in everybody's hands.